I've got a hilarious story about dating woke women and why it's an absolute disaster. Now, many of you might not be up to date on the current candidates for New York City mayor. One of them is a literal communist, a Muslim Sharia law loving, far leftoid lunatic who goes by the name Mamdani. This fool actually won the primary, mostly because he was running against the only possible worst candidate, and that was Andrew Cuomo. Andrew, throw the elderly in, throw the sick in with the elderly and have everyone pass away, Andrew Cuomo. So this Mamdani guy wins the mayoral election. That's all you really need to know for this story about the dating. A story went viral, started middle of last week, June 25th. A single tweet went out, and now the story has spiraled so hilariously that I just have to share it with you. So here's a Twitter account, Murray Hill guy dating in New York City summed up. Apparently had some sort of date with somebody named Julia. Hey, just confirming we're still good tonight. See you at 8:30 at Little Rebel. I assume that's some sort of restaurant. She replies, hey, yes, that still works. I did want to make sure I ask one thing to make sure we're on the same page and not waste time. Did you vote for Zoran? That's Zoran Mamdani. For mayor, I'm really excited he won. So which he replies by canceling the canceling the reservation. You absolutely love to see it. His tweet, of course, titled, Dating in New York summed up, WTF. And then Heidi writes, good Lord, at least she let you know, save you time and money. Right, I actually respect it, but it's very weird. Krigler's based. Here you have the persistency. I don't envy what hetero men have to go through in today's society. Most people saying you dodged a bullet. No way this is real. You have redeemed yourself, brother. I mean, I actually understand why you might want to, figure it out ahead of time. If your entire life revolves around, politics and, you want another person whose entire life revolves around politics. So the New York Post gets wind of this and writes, trust me, it gets more insane. Stick with me. New York City singles cancel date over feelings about Zoran Mamdani. Deal breaker. Dating in the Big Apple just got more complicated. Potential dates have been canceling on each other over the stance on socialist Zoran Mamdani after a controversial lawmaker won the Democratic mayoral primary this week in what has been described as a political earthquake. One screenshot that's gone viral, the two New York City singles didn't even make it to the first date before politics got in the way. By the way, if I was going out on a date with a girl and she was like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you're a Trump supporter, I think that would be a red flag to me as well. You know what I mean? I said just want to make sure. We read that, the man known by his own line personality, Murray Hill guy, didn't offer a reply in words. Instead, he sent a screenshot of their canceled dinner reservation before sharing the exchange online to his 30,000 followers on X. The post immediately went viral. The restaurant, Little Rebel, even chimed in, joking that they just had a table open up for two if anyone needed a last-minute date spot. But things got even juicier. After the woman saw the conversation went viral, she also sent this text message. Well, glad we didn't waste our time on each other's time. I also have now seen you posted this screenshot to Twitter. Your page is disgusting. If you do not delete your post, I'm going to the police. I don't need this in my life right now. This week has been insanely stressful. Isn't it funny how these liberals just literally can't deal with anything? Literally any normal thing in life, they literally cannot deal. My week has been so stressful and people are making fun of me online and they don't even know who I am and my name was never listed, but this is absolutely unfair. After the woman saw the conversation went viral, she sent that. He wrote, Didn't you just vote to defund the police? Now you want to call them over a Twitter post? Good luck. Boom, roasted. I mean, absolutely great. Then she writes, please do not message or contact me again. I've reported your post to the police. You will also be hearing from my lawyer. What? First of all, none of what this guy did was illegal. Second of all, it's pretty funny that it's always funny when these defund the police dorks run to the police right away and then run to litigation. This was definitely the deal breaker. He told the Post, if someone is so far left that we end up before we even meet, if someone is so far left to bring that up before we even meet, that's a deal breaker to me. He said, adding that he considers himself middle politically. Maybe a few minutes in the conversation that one would make more sense. If this girl brought it up on a date, I would probably have been more reasonable about it. I remember that after the November election, girls from apps would ask me in the first message, who did you vote for? I just wouldn't answer. He said, this is the first time I actually had a planned date and this happened. Here's the thing, whether or not he agreed with them, whether or not he agreed with Zoran, again, like I said, it's a huge red flag that someone would even bring this up before the date has ever even happened, Then he wrote, update if you don't hear from me, the Terry's won, because this was the second thing where she said again, now, lol, I haven't laughed this hard in a long while. Liberal girls need a lesson. Didn't she just vote to defund the police guy? Now she wants to call him over a Twitter post. Should I text her this exact tweet? You both need some ultras and chill. Facts, I'm going to send her some. I mean, this is, hey, yes, 911, I have an emergency. A guy I was supposed to go on a date with posted a screenshot of our text on X, the Everything app. And what personal information of yours was in the text? My first name. Anything else? That's it. Click. But it gets even more hilarious. Here we have now the texts. He said, any lawyers want to weigh in on the situation? People saying, Robbie Starbuck, not a lawyer, but I can confidently say you dodged a major bullet and she's a moron. I'd love to hear a call to the police. That's not how things work, darling. I need the police defunded to help her, not arrest me. But then, oh my God, you're the Murray Hill guy. I love you. I knew this would get me laid one day. Zoran voter starter pack. Fupa if female. Scrawny bird arms if male. Multiple terrible tattoos. No understanding of economics. Dad pays rent for apartment in Bushwick. Pretends to like PBR. On SSRIs. Parents live in Connecticut, North Jersey, or the Hamptons. Yeah, that's probably true. But here things even get more hilarious. Here you have, tell me more about the time you went viral for roasting extreme liberals. That's so hot. I used to hide this account from girls I was meeting and dating. Thought it was easier to help keep things separate. Now I've realized that if she can't respect my base takes, or better yet, contribute to the empire, she's not for me. I mean, this has turned out into such an amazing thing. Update, woke up to this, starting a GoFundMe to hire a lawyer. 24 hours starts now. So he just keeps dunking on her on Twitter. He's not even replying to her. So now she wrote this at 8:15. I don't know if it's AM or PM. Hello, don't bother responding as your number is blocked. This is your formal warning. If you don't immediately remove all posts, TikToks, Instagrams, podcasts, and any other message content featuring me or my messages, I will take further steps. The viral exposure is ruining my mental health, damaging my reputation, and making my daily life unbearable. I'm done being dragged into this for anyone's entertainment. You have 24 hours to fix this before I escalate. I'm going to say, I need you to appear on our podcast. I have 1.5 million followers. Do it. I mean, the fact that she keeps having these, I gotta follow Murray Hill guy. Like, I don't understand how he's gonna, like what the lawsuit would be here. And by the way, it's been 24 hours and nothing. These people, of course, now he's just dunking 99% of Mamdani supporters look like this. That's true. Women at the New York City Pride Parade have their bobs just hanging out while they shake their rear ends. Going to Pride is probably the straightest thing I've ever done. I mean, this is hilarious to me. The fact that this woman said, thinks she's going to intimidate this guy. What we have here is your prototypical liberal who has never faced any consequences in their life. It's very similar, to example, to this Denims individual, right? That is trying to sue, or is getting sued. She's some dork liberal who's never suffered anything, who's never actually had any real consequences, but thinks they can throw their mommy and daddy's weight around and escape the consequences that are almost definitely coming their way. I think he should give her a second shot, maybe a second date. In my experience, this woman was obviously very attracted to him and agreed to go on the date. And the fact that the world is dunking on her, I'm hoping will fix her. And if nothing else, it has empowered this man to be who he really is, and hope it will empower other men to stop engaging with these woke losers and tell them to get another cat while they're at it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.